everyone, so today I'm going to talk about how to enhance your knowledge in social work practice. So the thought for this video came to mind because I was speaking to a colleague who said that she was going to take a couple of days off over the summer to do some reading and increase her knowledge around social work, and I just thought, I actually think that I've gained more knowledge from just bits of reading and things that I've done during the working hours. So I'm going to give you some strategies of how you can increase your knowledge without actually taking any time off. My first tip is to go directly to the source of information. So what I mean is, for example, if you're writing an assessment, or for me, I work in adult services, quite often I'm writing mental capacity assessments. What's absolutely improved my work is going straight to the code of practice, looking at the language that's used in the legislation, and when I'm writing up my analysis, I'm checking that it's in line with the guidance around that area, and it's really helped me to get my head around exactly what I'm looking at, what I'm assessing against. The same with when I'm doing assessments under the Care Act, so I look at the language used in there, looking around the wellbeing principle and some of the words used, and I link that up with my analysis within my assessor's conclusions. Something else that I do is I look at guidance from really useful sources like Essex Chambers around case law, where they bring all of that information together, where they have a load of links but they put it together in a way that's really easy to understand. So that kind of brings me into the passive learning part. So I think a really quick way of staying up to date with knowledge in work time is to get email notifications when a new piece of case law comes out. So you can do that with Essex Chambers, you can do that with various other reputable sources like Community Care, and that's just coming straight into your inbox, so you're not having to go onto the website and find something that's relevant there. And it's just actually opening those emails and giving it a quick read. You won't believe, like, doing that frequently, how much knowledge you'll actually gain from doing that, more so than maybe colleagues that aren't doing that on a regular basis. Broaden your horizons. So don't just think about going on to formal training, but think about other ways of getting useful knowledge. So something that I've found useful is there's someone locally who's a charity who do a lot around homelessness, housing. Just linking in with them and knowing about when their training is offered, and often it's free and you can just attend, has really helped me to increase my knowledge around benefits and things, and there's lots of their training that I'd like to attend coming up. So things that aren't just given to you by the local authority is sometimes really useful, but I do also go on the training that's sort of mandatory as well, because you often find that that's about the core learning and the core parts of your role. So things around the legislation you're working under, and especially earlier in my practice it really consolidated what I was doing in my role. It gave me a chance to reflect, and sometimes just going on training gives you that break from the day-to-day rush of practice and gives you a chance to reflect, and it's a really good networking opportunity for you to meet other people within different teams, and it's one of the few ways that you actually learn about what people are doing in their roles and gives you ideas of other roles you may be interested in applying for in the future. That's something that I've actually done. So in my first sort of I'm 8 or 9 years in now to social work, I built a foundation of actually getting roles in various different teams, and that's really helped me to create a foundation of understanding how different aspects of adult social care work together. So my roles have been within statutory services, which has helped me, I think, because I've been really supported well through the ASYE, the assessed and supported year in employment. That really helped. It developed my professional identity. I felt that it helped me understand who I was as a social worker in the room, when to challenge, and that's when getting that mandatory training really consolidates that knowledge. So I didn't feel that I understood stuff around values and principles and some of the legislation until I was directly applying it. But even then, you need to be keeping up to date, and you need to be sort of hearing from other people so that you see, oh, actually they've experienced something similar, so it's not just me. That can really help. So not only does it develop your knowledge and your identity and your professionalism, but it actually helps with your well-being, which is one of the things that I think is absolutely essential for you wanting to sort of develop yourself, because I've been in practice a while now, and I know that there are times where you just feel completely like flat, almost like you don't feel that inspired or that you want to take any more knowledge on board, because you just feel like your head's just full. And I think that that's an important part of this. When you are like having your free time and looking after yourself, like you need to use the time for that. But actually working on your knowledge and feeling creatively inspired about what you're learning and feeling engaged in your role because you are interested in the knowledge surrounding it definitely promotes your well-being, I feel. And I have continued to sort of push myself forward to go on extra training around to become a best interest assessor and a practice educator. I chose to go on the best interest assessment training because I felt that the Mental Capacity Act was key to adult services. Yes, it creates a bit of stress for me at times where I have to manage and juggle that, doing that assessment within my role and manage it alongside a caseload, but the knowledge and confidence and credibility I feel it's given me, I wouldn't go back on that decision. And becoming a practice educator has been really helpful as well. I feel that it's helped me learn the skills to effectively coach people, to supervise, to sort of mentor someone, but also keeps you up to date with some of the theories that sometimes you don't get that sort of information so easily once you're in practice, and that's really helpful. But research in practice has just been involved with our council, so I'm sure we'll get more information from their side as well. Using secondary sources. So this is something where if you read a simple textbook or sort of Siobhan McLean's theory cards, for example, learn about a theory in a really basic way, then you feel confident to actually go further, read more complex pieces of writing around it, and then you feel like you can actually apply it. And I think some people think, oh, some people just know all about theories in general, but actually starting with learning about maybe 5, getting yourself confident with use of them, and then building up from there really helps. So again, this is something that you can sort of reflect on a case-by-case basis. So for someone it may be really relevant for you to read up quickly on grief and loss if you feel that that's a key issue for the person, and you can see again how you can do that without using any extra time. Really, you're not having to go and read up on that at night. Do that as part of sort of your preparation for working with that person or reflecting after you've done the piece of work as well. And I think it does take discipline, because you feel so overwhelmed at times with practice and it's so busy, but I think it's just about seeing it as a priority, because I think often people just see the priority as just getting through work as fast as you possibly can, but actually developing yourself is important for you as an individual, and it'll help you progress in your career. And about sort of developing yourself as a social worker, not everyone just wants to go into management, but this is a way of developing yourself, so maybe you would be someone that could position yourself for that in the future, but also someone that's just building yourself expertise in social work and confidence. So I hope that's helped. Please like and subscribe to my channel and let me know anything you'd be interested in me discussing in future.